Hey everybody, Backpack Hack here coming at you with another trail tip, and I want to introduce you to a new kit of mine, and that is what I call my Go Stove. Now, I apologize for the harsh lighting, but I'm in an area where the picnic tables are anchored to the ground, so I can't move them to adjust for the lighting, so it is what it is. About a year ago, I started searching online for a stove that can burn multiple fuels, and the closest I could find was what is called a Firebox G2, and it will burn all of these fuels right here. And I decided I would make a kit based on that stove because it would burn so many different kinds of fuels. I was looking for a stove that I could put into a kit and it would burn just about any kind of fuel that I could source. So I'd be able to at least boil water for either a meal or to purify water or to simply cook with. And I kept adding to that kit until I got what I call my Go Stove. And this is the Firebox G2, and I'm not going to get into too much detail on all these components. Suffice it to say, I'm just going to introduce you to the components, and then in later videos, I'll explain the details of them later on. But this is basically the Firebox G2 stove. It is a folding stainless steel stove. I didn't get the titanium version because I'm not going to be backpacking with this. In fact, this whole kit weighs this much. So it's not a backpacking stove. I suppose this stove itself could be backpacked, but there's certainly better options. I know a lot of people could. But this is the basic stove, and it comes with a variety of plates that can be added to this stove for grilling and frying and things like that. There's a shield up here for a boil pot, all these sort of things. Like I say, I'm not going to get into too much detail on how this functions. I'm just going to introduce you to the components. That's the stove itself. In order to burn Esbit tablets or solid fuel tablets, I did purchase some stainless steel discs to add to the kit. I also got the Firebox windscreen that will go around the stove to act as a windscreen. And then in the main compartment of this case, and I can't give you the details on the case because it was something I found at a thrift store. In this little pouch, I have my spirit burner for burning liquid fuel like denatured alcohol, heat, Everclear, things like that. I've got this is a Trangia, and I got a couple of cross pieces to set on there to hold the pot. I do carry some Esbit tablets, and I carry those in Ziploc bags because of the smell. I also purchased some extra pins and stakes and all the little doodads for the stove. That's what's in this piece right here. I do carry a can of butane fuel, a Yuko silverware set. I also have some fingertip hot pads type things. These are silicone fingertip so I can touch and handle hot pans and things like that. Also thrown in a silicone spatula. The biggest thing in the kit is this billy can, which has a lot of accessories inside of it. I have basically a small bowl here, and then the lid to this. And inside there are a lot of components here. There's a little grill. This is a piece that you can set on top to put charcoal on top of the can when you're cooking inside. I've got a lift kit so I can pick up hot pans like that. Get rid of that fly. Also found a folding spatula. This is stainless steel, so if I want to fry up something or pick something off of a pan. I've got a thermometer that fits inside of this hole right here, so I can use this to bake with, and I've actually baked with this. I've actually made blueberry muffins and cornbread and things like that with this billy can on this stove using this thermometer. I have a little pair of tongs that did not come with the set. I found this at the thrift store. The tongs that came with this set are really, really cheesy. They're just stamped I think aluminum, and they're just so easy to bend. This is stainless steel. I know the little hands look kind of cheesy, but it fits into the pan and it works. I've got a little bread pan and a little cake pan, and all that sits inside of this stove, or the billy can. I also have a Trangia burner, so I can use canister fuels like butane and propane and isopro. I have that's the adapter for the propane. Get it out, it sometimes want to catch. I have the actual burner, and that will hook right up to a isopro canister. And then I have the adapter for a propane canister if I wanted to use that. And also in here I've got a lighter so I can light the fires, plus an igniter so I can reach in there and light that. I also have a longer lighter to make it easier to light. This is a Stanley 2-cup adventure set, which I took the cups out of. I think most people do. And in here I have some more Esbit, an isopro canister, and a can of Sterno that all fit inside of there. And that nests inside this simple stainless steel, about 2 1/4 cup. Another lighter. And also carry some nitro gloves, so once I do start using this to burn wood, I can handle it and not get my hands all dirty. But I think that's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. This is, it kind of looks like a mess right now, but it allows me to have a stove that I can grab and go. Obviously, like I say, I'm not going to be backpacking with this. This is something that I'm going to be able to use in an emergency, and I'm going to be able to use the fuel I have. I've got isopro, I've got Sterno, I've got butane, and I've got the solid fuel, and I can source other fuels like propane, Everclear, denatured alcohol, things like that I can source on the go. So this is an introduction to what I call my Go Stove. This is Backpack Cat coming at you with this trail tip. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment on my videos. Be safe out there, and I'll see you out on the trail.